Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi and today we're going to be talking about why releasing the past will help you manifest so much faster. I heard something the other day and that inspired me to film this video, so I cannot wait to share this information. As always, my one-on-one coaching is linked in my description below and as well as my YouTube page. So you know the drill. If you want me to help you get your desire, you know where to find me. Let's just get into the video. So your current reality that you're seeing is a projection of your past thoughts, your past dominant thoughts. Whether they were true or false, positive or negative, those are just the stories that are playing out in your current reality. Thoughts are the language of the brain, feelings are the language of the body. We'll touch more on this later in the video. Your thoughts cause your feelings, which then cause your emotions. That's why when we do rampages of self-concept, telling ourselves all these good things, getting ourselves in an elevated mood, we do that because the thoughts and words that we're saying make us feel good. Even with robotic affirming, we're repeating these thoughts, and even if we're not feeling anything, period, we're not feeling badly. It's like you're either gonna feel good, feel nothing. Regardless, you're not feeling that like shitty mood of not having what it is that you want. Think about it. Even when you're in a bad mood, whether you know why you're feeling a certain way, it all boils down to the thoughts you've been thinking. You sit and dwell on negative things, things that you don't want, things that you don't want to see, and you're reaffirming that story, and then those thoughts are making you feel a type of way. They're making you have that like icky, upset feeling. And these wasteful thoughts cause you to overthink, become physically, mentally, emotionally drained, and are just being so counterproductive. Your emotions become a part of your identity. If you're constantly someone that's anxious and fearful, that becomes a part of your personality trait. You have the same anxious thoughts on a daily basis, and then those thoughts will have you having anxious tendencies throughout the day and throughout your life. And as a result, these thoughts hold you back from doing what it is that you want to do. The author of Psycho-Cybernetics says it best. I have the quote pulled up here, and it says, "The unhappiest of mortals is the man who insists on reliving the past over and over in imagination, continually criticizing himself for past mistakes, continually condemning himself for past sins." In essence, he's saying you're constantly beating yourself up over things that have already happened and can't be changed. They could be changed if you revise them, but for clarity's sake, it's stressing about stuff that's not happening in your current reality. Even things that are happening right now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, are projections of the past and past thoughts. What happened is done. Take your focus and energy off of that and put it towards the future that you want to see. Start actively changing the stories you're telling yourself, because that will be reflected into your reality, and that will be the present moment at that point in time. Anytime you say "I am" followed by anything, you are determining your destiny. If you tell yourself, "I am anxious, I am stressed, I am lazy, I am unreliable, I am unloved," that's the story that you're reaffirming, and that's the destiny that you're setting for yourself. You are reinforcing these ideas in your mind, and they will continue to play out time and time again. In any situation that you're in, regardless of how you want to act, you're going to act the way based off of what your dominant assumptions are about yourself, aka the destiny that you're setting for yourself at this very moment. And this will be proven in your reality. You'll have busier shifts at work. You'll get stressed out super easily. You'll get flustered 24/7. You won't hold yourself accountable, and people won't hold you accountable because you can't even do that for yourself. And people won't show you the love that you deserve. We can't live our lives living by cause and effect and see it to believe it. That's a backwards way of thinking. We have to believe, aka assume and expect what we want to see, and that is what we will be shown. It's not belief of you believe that you have what it is that you want. It's belief in yourself that you are able to have it. We produce the effect. We are causing the effect by expecting it to be true for us. We must deny our senses and of the things that we see around us. These material items that we can see are productions of the past. The more we focus on these physical manifestations and how much they aren't what it is that we want, we are reaffirming that story that we don't have what it is that we want. We're reacting to the things in our present, which is in essence reacting to our past. We will continue to be shown these the more we react to them. The old story is continuing to play out because we are acting as if we're still in it, and we're living in the past version of it right now. You can't wait for the money to come for you to feel wealthy. You can't wait for someone to love you outside of you to make yourself feel loved. You can't rely on anyone outside of you to bring you happiness that you're seeking. You must first experience it in your mind, in your thoughts, and then the evidence will be shown to you. And repeating the new story over and over again, repeating these scenes, it will play out. It will be brought into fruition. When it becomes so natural and dominant in your mind, it will be pushed out and you will be able to experience it with your own eyes and all of your own senses. I'll even use me and my boyfriend as an example. He came into my life at a point where I was so deeply in love with myself and working on myself, my self-concept, showering myself with the love, admiration, adoration that I looked for from other people. I gave that to myself, and he came at that time when I was showering myself with all those thoughts. Had I been seeking for people to love me on the outside, berating myself, making myself feel badly, and being like, I don't feel good, but I want someone else to feel good, that would not happen. Like, I would not have my boyfriend at the time in my life showing up the way that he is. Like I said, I gave that love to myself. I spent time doing things that I loved and made me feel good. And like that one quote says, people can only love you as deeply as you love yourself, or people can meet you only as deeply as you know yourself, something like that. If we want to start having a different reality, we have to stop reaffirming the past is true. We reinforce the old story every time we react to it. You might sit and affirm for 10-15 minutes a few times during the day, but what are you thinking outside of those periods? No, like really tell me, what are you thinking about the other 90% of the time, the other 23 hours of the day? Are you thinking for your desire? Are you thinking as if you have it? Or are you dwelling and getting pissed off that you affirmed 3 times in one day and you don't have what it is that you want? Really sit and think about it. Do you really think those thoughts are becoming dominant in your head? No. Dominance occurs when the thought is repeated so many times that it becomes normal, natural, and the mind accepts it as true. You can't fool your mind. You can't be double-minded. You can't be sitting entertaining this story some of the time, entertaining that story some of the time. Choose one side and your mind will always go back to the one that's more natural and dominant for it. So if you're spending 80% of the time in the old story, 20% in the new story, the old one is going to be the one that's dominating and be pushed out. But like I said, that is where the beauty of repetition comes in. By repeating the new story, we are literally creating new neural pathways in our brain and new expectations of what we want to see. Because the old story is so dominant in our mind, we have to have an active effort of keeping our thoughts in check, keeping our mental diet in check, thinking about our thinking, being the conscious observer. What am I thinking about on a daily basis? What am I thinking about the majority of the day? And you can even write these down. Think about them in your head or write them down. When you have those unwanted thoughts, you can write them down. Tell yourself, I don't align with the story anymore. Or even think about it in your head when those thoughts come up. Be like, I don't agree with the story anymore. I don't accept this as true. This is my old reality. I don't accept it as true with my present day. And as always, don't beat yourself up for having these thoughts. It's human nature. You've been thinking these things for God knows how long. By you thinking a new story, reaffirming a new story, you're reprogramming your subconscious. This is an active process. It's not a difficult process. It's really not. Like, you're literally just changing your thoughts, but you just have to be conscious of it. You have to be aware. You have to have that awareness. You can affirm, script, visualize, do whatever you need to do during those periods of time. But the other time when you're not actively doing this stuff, make sure you're keeping your thoughts in check. For the love of God, please keep your thoughts in check. And another layer of this is that you have to be disciplined. You really have to hold yourself accountable on this. If you want it that bad, this will be super easy for you. If you want it that bad, you will not stop until you get your full manifestation in front of your eyes. Nothing needs to be done on the outside. You don't have to fiddle with 3D at all. Stop wasting and putting all your energy outside. All you have to do is do the mental work, and it will all play out exactly how it should, in the way that is most natural with the least resistance possible. You just have to do the internal mind work and the outside will follow. As within, so without. I feel like that's like the sum of everything that I'm saying. As within, so without. What you think will become. I hope this shed some light on why the past is so irrelevant and why it doesn't matter at all with us manifesting our current desires. Like I always say, it's old news, it's dead news, it's gone, it already came and happened. What we're gonna do now is shift our focus and focus on what it is that we want to see. That's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys found this helpful. I was so excited to film it, so I hope you guys are just as thrilled. As always, be sure to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for my next one.